Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good day. Welcome. It's Coronation Day here over in the UK, hence the bow tie. And I've already been told by the wife it doesn't match my green t-shirt that Hobby Motor sent to me, but I don't care. I am a royalist and I'm proud of it. And I hope each and every one of you have enjoyed the spectacle that we here in the UK have managed to put on. It's been an amazing day, absolutely amazing day. Apparently, all the services, all the soldiers, the musicians, the horses, were up at 3 o'clock this morning, ready to start. 3 o'clock, and they're still going. We decided to sit down and watch, and we did most of it. I must admit, after about 2.5 hours, I nearly had enough, but it was absolutely amazing. Yeah, we have a new king and a queen, actually, a new queen as well, and we're very, very proud of him. And long may he reign, as they say. Apparently, he's the oldest king that's ever been throned, or whatever it is they do. Whatever they call it. The oldest one. Let's just hope he keeps going. So at least as old as his mum, bless her, Queen Elizabeth II, who I think was 90 something. So most of us here in the UK are very, very proud, despite one or two people who, for whatever reason, decided that they don't want it. Don't care. Enjoyed it. Enjoyed the spectacle. And enjoyed watching TV and the photographs and all the rest of that stuff. Tonight is all about the Coronation Day of King Charles III, who's been waiting for many, many years to be crowned. Obviously, because his mum, Queen Elizabeth II, vowed and declared to serve to her last day, which he did, and we're very proud of her. So, if anybody's got any photographs they want to put up on it, when we start yapping, I will make sure that you're shown. Okay. Now, if it sounds like a bit OTT on it, I don't care. I'm a true Brit, but I'm also is it Norway? I can't remember now. Klaus, you'll no doubt you'll tell me. Who also have a king and a queen, I presume. I'm very proud. Hence the reason for the two. There we go. So, what have we been up to? Well, it's been a strange week, to be honest with you. Very little work has come in. In fact, I cleared the workshop and decided that I was also going to re-clean the cylinder mower that was hunting a bit, but I never quite got around to it. It's still sat out there. So instead of which, I've put the steel chainsaw up for sale. I'm not sure. I think I did show everybody. It actually ran. I'm trying to think. It ended up with it was given to me, seized. Just trying to think. It was given a new cylinder, piston and rings, main seals, a spark plug, air filter. What else? A chain. And I'm not sure what else. Anyway, basically, it's a new machine. So it's gone on the market today to be sold. And I've also put the rider on it. Please don't make me any offers. This damn thing cost me a fortune to put right. It was nearly a pup. Not quite, but nearly. Unlike my Kawasaki strimmer that I paid £30 for. And the bar and pistons are completely knackered. Whatever. It's not important. Of course, the other main thing is I've been to work and I've fallen out with a few people, as you do. But the current Mrs. H, unfortunately, has been very, very poorly this week. She got food poisoning. Nothing to do with my cooking, I have to tell you. But she does seem to be susceptible to anything sort of salads that are a little bit on the turn, whatever. But she's been quite poorly. Anyway, she's better now, thank God. And I only knows when she's better because she gets argumentative. and keeps telling me off. Can you believe it? Me getting told off all the time. As I said, apart from that, lot's been going on, and apart from the weather, it's been chucking it down with rain here, which is apparently quite normal for a Coronation Day. Apparently, every Coronation Day it rains. You might think they might just move the dates forward a bit to get towards the summer. Hey, what am I? The other thing is, one or two of the ladies I work with in the doctor's surgery dared me to wear this. It is a Union Jack bow tie. So, India, if you are watching, I've worn it. If you're not watching, then my goodness me, you and I will have words next week about the work. Anyway, enough of this warbling. There's 21 people watching. So let's just see who's in the comments, and we'll have a chat this evening for a couple of hours. Excuse me. So let's go in for the top. Ken Small-End, good evening, Ken. And I do appreciate long live King Charles III. God save the King. Thank you, sir. That is appreciated by all of us. Henry, I see, unable to join us today. He has some family time. Henry, family time is more important than anything. And I do hope you have a lovely time, my friend. Bruce's shop saying, conquer, conquer, conquer. Yeah, Bruce, we'll see you, my friend, very shortly. I'm looking forward to it, of course. Hobby Motor, good evening, Klaus. I did promise I was going to wear it, my friend, and I have now worn it for you. Mac 10 is saying hello to everybody else, and good evening to you, my friend. And I'm going to move myself down. I'm trying to make sure I catch up with everything. Vintage Engine Repairs. Tom, how are you, my friend? Been watching one or two of your videos recently. It's really enjoyable, mate. And I think you're getting very close to 2,000 subscribers, unlike me, who's got 335. Maybe there's a story there somewhere. I'm not quite sure what it is. So everybody's saying hello to everybody else, and I'm looking down through. Bruce's shop saying hello, Conker 987654. Yeah, I got here eventually. I do hope you enjoy the music. John Rhodes, good evening, John. I hope you're well, my friend, as we are. I do hope so. Mix Morris, was that music for me? Mick, you know you are the royal amongst us. We do know that, of course. Rich Mowers and Blowers, good evening, Rich. I hope you're well, my friend, as we are. Love the bow tie. Thank you. I actually had a whisker as well that we wore, myself and two other couples, that we went on the P&O Britannia on our maiden voyage some years ago now. So we decided that we'd all get dressed up in our waistcoats and bow ties. And they had the Royal Marine Band sending us off and all the rest of it. But I can't find the waistcoat. And Mrs. H has been looking for it. Incidentally, she can't find my hat either, my cowboy hat. I have various pictures of me wearing it, and she's convinced I've lost it. It's upstairs in a loft somewhere. And one day, probably when I'm gone, they'll find it, which will make life even worse. Where are we? Ken's, I love the cue cards for Charles. Absolutely, Ken. There's no way you can learn all that amount. Where are we? Mixed Morris, can't stop long, but having dinner with Charles. Oh, yeah, you gotta love the man. You really have. Al McLean, good evening to you, sir. I'm very well indeed. I hope you are. Ben's Workshop, good evening, Ben. And we've now still got 21 in there. So either everybody's asleep or can't be bothered to watch. Whatever you do, hit the like button. Just makes me feel better, if nothing else. And McLean is saying hello to everybody else. And if I've missed you, please give us a shout, because I'm not particularly good at this sort of job. Michael Roberts, I'm not sure what that's all about, Trigger's broom, but hey, I do know what you're talking about. Stella, good evening. I'm at work listening probably not. Well, Stella, if you get a chance to pop in and see us, we'd be lovely to see you, my lady. As always, the class act, the glamour. Let's see. Let's pop the invite out. It's I'm chatting away or talking nonsense as always. Let's put the invite out. Bear me a second. Invite paste. Boom. There it goes. 24 people. We've been on there 12 minutes already. Chatting much. Yes. Mick Morris saying hello to everybody else, as is Bruce. There we go. Dick Small Engines. Good evening, young man. I hope all is very well. It is, my friend. Young man. 70 years old. I was called today, and I beg pardon, this week, by a lady patient, a poppet, because I helped her. A poppet. It's a huge amusement of all the girls in the office there. I've been called lots of things, but never a poppet. I think it's a term of endearment. Well, anyway, whatever. There we go. Ben's Workshop saying hello to everybody else. Dick Small Engine saying hello. As is, there we go. We're working our way down through. Mix Morris, the Mowerman. Hello, Poppet. I know, mate. I do know. Oh dear, oh dear. Anyway, let's see who's down in the cellar that wants to come along and have a yap. Bruce, good evening, Bruce. How are you, my friend?
Good. God save the king.
Thank you, sir, and God save the Queen. Yeah, the King, I should say. Thank you. You're looking good, sir. You're looking well.
Yeah.
Talking about looking good. Ken's got strange ears. He seems to grown black ears.
Can you guys hear me at all?
No, sir. Of course we can. Yes, of course we can.
No, I didn't know if the microphone would work. It's really windy out today, and I didn't want to get wind noise, so I put these things on.
Oh, yeah, we can certainly hear you. No problem, sir.
Beautiful day. Gorgeous day. Oh, my God.
Absolutely right. Talk about gorgeous. Wayne, good evening, sir. Came in there just at the right time.
I just got back from shopping.
Okay.
You poor man.
No, saved all kinds of money. Jake went to get, we use Castrol GTX oil, and we've been buying it Canadian Tires. So he said it was like $56 or $57 for 5 liters, and it was on sale for $39.99. I just drove to Welland and bought the same oil for $24.99. They'd never changed for 5 liters. So I bought 10 jugs.
There we go.
You might be interested, Wayne, that our Canadian Tire had a fire and it's closed.
Apparently, Wayne's had a fight with a hedge trimmer.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we've got you, Bruce.
Can Wayne hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you fallen out with your hairdresser, Wayne, or what?
I had long hair, and the wife cut it.
Okay, yeah.
It was getting long. I was going to grow a ponytail, and she said, "No way."
I've never quite sussed out why grown men would have a ponytail. I've always wanted to go along with a pair of scissors afterwards and just chop it off, like, you know.
Well, especially the ones with a big bald spot, and then they get this long ponytail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a lot of those guys at work.
Well, yeah. I know, perhaps they're reliving their childhood. I'm not sure what it is, mate.
Yeah, we call it a skullet,
Yeah.
not a mullet.
Skullet. Okay. There we go. Come back and finish it, Wayne. Obviously, Mick's around tonight anyway.
I thought it was a pretty good job she did. Saved me about $20.
Well, you could put that
20. Where do you go for 20?
Why? How much does it cost in the States?
50.
No.
Yeah.
I'm going to come over there and be a barber.
Sorry, guys, I've got to bring him up. I know it's going to drag it down straight away. There we go. Here he is. Hello, mate.
Heck.
How are you?
Hello, love.
Hey, what about the bow tie, mate? What about the bow tie?
I've got the bow tie on, but you don't want to see where I've got it on.
They
call those rings, Mick. They're called rings.
Oh, rings, yeah. So, is your wife going to come back, Wayne, at some point and finish your haircut off, or you can leave it like that?
No. I think it's pretty good this way.
Well, whatever you think, I'm happy with that. If you think it looks finished, that's good.
Yeah. As finished as
Wayne,
it's gonna get.
don't
Wait,
let
wait.
him wind you up, mate.
Coming in
What are you
real loud
eating?
there, Mick.
What are you eating, Wayne? What are you eating?
Looks like the wife made me Italian sausage on a bun.
Ooh.
That sounds a bit posh to me. That's a
We don't
problem.
do two strokes.
Oh, two strokes. Oh God. Work of the devil, two strokes.
Oh, I don't know about that. I've been working on a SV150 today or yesterday. Got it all up and running. Going to sell it today. Went outside this morning, give it a pull. Nothing. Not. It's just popping out the carburetor. So I've thrown it in the hedge.
You've done a Tom, have you?
Yeah, I'm not even going to waste my time with it.
Yeah, this weird thing. I really can't get my head around them, to be honest with you. Hobby mower.
I don't mind.
Klaus.
I don't mind two strokes.
What are you thinking? Klaus, there you go, man. There you go.
Oh, so I made from Norway.
Honor of your king as well as our king. There we go. Two kings.
God save the king.
It's our good friend Klaus from Norway. Apparently,
Yes.
Phil said.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know. I got it wrong.
I must be the
know.
most international man here.
I got your sticker, Close.
Thank you. I got yours too. So
Okay.
I'm waiting on the right moment to do a shout out for Chubby and Eliminated Performance. So it's gonna be good. And I'm waiting for Chubby to do a video on a burger for me, but we'll see how that goes.
So what have you guys been up to? Because I've had a really quiet week, to be honest with you. And you know, it's for some reason I've had two customers have let me down, have not turned up with their machines. Well, I've cleared the bench for them, but for whatever reason, I don't know why they've not turned up. So I thought to myself, well, I'll try and have a look at the trike. And I'm seriously thinking, I am seriously thinking about doing that wiring.
Well, that's only taken the 4 years that I've known you. I know of. I've been busy. I've done this week. I've done a still 390 clutch and bearings. I've done a McCulloch edge trimmer. I've done a mower. I've done a 200T chainsaw, and I've done something else. Another chainsaw. I think about 5 or 6 bits of kit someone dropped off. So I dropped all them off. They're all done. Sold a couple, repaired a couple, and got 2 more bits coming today. Super busy.
Same on.
Yeah, it's been nice. It's been problem is, Bruce, when someone brings in lots of equipment, I don't like that because you sort of feel pressured to get them all done. Do you know what I mean? I just like drips and drabs. That's what I like.
Yeah, well.
Just sending you
Can't hear you, Bruce. You're gone quiet. Conker's just texted me. Mr. Briggs is in the cellar. Leave him in there, Conker. Don't bring him up. Leave him down there.
Oh, Mr. B, well, he's messing around with something green and yellow.
Yeah, leave him be.
Phil, those people that didn't show up, when they do show up, if they do come, they're already into it for a half-hour minimum. Remember that.
Absolutely right, my friend. Yeah, I know. It's the thing about it all is Wayne, I've cleared the bench.
Yeah.
So that they can bring the gear in, because I've got nothing at the moment I can flip. I've sold everything apart from a chainsaw that's gone on the market today. So yeah, I need to work actually, I guess. Oh, incidentally, Mick, you sent that wheel to me, by the way.
Do you want, mate?
Did you manage to send that wheel to me?
Yeah, it's on its way, mate. Yeah,
Okay.
It shouldn't be long.
Oh.
Hello.
I'll nip down the shed. In a bit and go and pick it up.
And I got I've already charged the customer for it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'll get it on its way to you.
Yeah, fine. What about yourself, Bruce? You been busy or what?
You know, a week ago, I had nothing in the shop. You can hear me now, right?
Sure we can.
Yeah.
Yes. And then we had this heat dome. Have you heard about this heat dome out here, Wayne?
Yeah.
Yeah. And everybody in the city decided to get their lawnmowers and their generators fixed on the same day. And it just, and on Monday, you know, Mick, the trash guys come up and down the alley on Monday, and I had pickup trucks coming and going in and around the garbage trucks. It was really awful. But I got them all. I've got the weirdest. Can I talk about this for just 1 minute? I've got this weird 30.
Can you just do just under 1 minute? It'll be fine. That'd be better for us.
Old Honda generator.
Nice.
The generator is run on a belt from the motor. It's not in line.
Nice.
It's,
Okay.
It's a good machine, flathead, 300 cc, and I can't get it to stop surging. Naturally, there's so much goo in the carburetor from 25 years of sitting out in the shed. And I went online, even Jack's engines, nothing, no carburetors, everything's unavailable. Absolutely everything's unavailable.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to do my magic with orifices and motion tubes and see if I can save it. It's got a plunger for the backfire plunger, but it's got no battery, so it must just pick up 12 volts from the diodes as it's being pulled. Weird, man, weird. That's my bitch for the day. You guys can go now. You guys.
Well, but this is what happens.
Charles and I are
Bruce.
celebrating tonight. So.
This is what happens, Bruce, when you find yourself to be a man of leisure and decide to do filming in mid-season about doing your rotivating and tilling. This is what happens.
Yeah. Well, I took a day off and picked up the camera.
What's one of those?
My body was so tired, I had to take a day off. So I work in the yard instead.
Well,
Or no, in the yard. Or the garden.
Ken looks really sort of unstressed there in his garden. There's a
I
beautiful
tell you,
day.
this weather's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
Is he listening to music?
No, but it's very windy today. I was getting a lot of wind noise out the speaker, so I figured put these on.
Yeah, I've got a bit of wind today, to be fair.
Good one, Mick.
Mrs. P, behave yourself.
That was that royal lunch, Mick.
That might have been Pip again.
It wasn't Pip, it's definitely me. We've just been watching a coronation, and Mrs. P said, "Can we have a coronation Chinese treat tonight?" What's a coronation Chinese? Never heard of one of them. It was just a ploy, just so you could have a Chinese, wasn't it, Mrs. P?
It was nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
Hi, Mrs. P. Yeah. Did you watch the whole thing, Mick, on TV?
I didn't watch it all. I watched most of it, I suppose. But we had to watch that in between kids' TVs with Riley. Despite the fact Riley had his own TV in his room, we commandeered ours for a little while, and then I had to shoot out down the vape shop and some bits and pieces, do some bits down the shed and what have you. But no, I watched most of it. You know, it's a big event. You know, I'm not really a royalist, Conk, but it's a big event. It's something you don't see every day, and I think you should at least stop to give a bit of time just to acknowledge the fact it's happening. You know what I mean? I'm not a massive royalist. I don't follow them. You know, a diary of what they're doing, but it's an important day.
I think in
I
this
think
wacko
most
world
of
where
us are the
everybody...
same, Mick. Most of us are the same, that we're not highly royalist, but we've got a huge respect for them, and we know that something like this is once in a lifetime. This was.
Well, we have we are a country in Commonwealth, so I mustn't forget my Canadian counterparts there, brothers in arms. You know, we lots of countries don't have a lot of figureheads that are upstanding that you can support, and they do look after the country. So, you know, despite the fact that the royal family has been on the rocks for a couple of years with certain events, you know, the sort of £18 million payoffs and what have you, they definitely have a part to play. They definitely do.
Sure.
Well, I think in this crazy world where there seems to be terrible things happening almost every day, I think maybe we should go back and just have a closer hug to our institutions and the good institutions and stuff in our lives.
Well, we had the Mankeys there today. We had the
Pardon me?
Yeah, the
Mounties.
Mounties were there. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Mounties were there today. Yeah, there was 4 of them. They had big sticks and they were doing crowd control.
I know
Well,
you always chuckle about our Mounties, how they look, but
Go away. Go
It's
away.
not that. It's just for saying the Mountie. They say the Mountie always gets their man. Well, not quite sure what it stands for. So we're it depends what you identify as and what have you. But that's what they say.
yeah, well, that's the foreign look at it.
Yeah, apparently all the horses they're riding are staying here. They're gifts to the royal family.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently,
The big black horses, yes.
yeah. They
I thought it was only one horse, but could be 4.
Right? There was 4 here. Yeah, definitely 4 here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
No, it's good. It's good to see.
I think you should give that diamond back to India, though. You know the diamond?
Oh, well, it's on permanent loan. Come on, I mean,
That's what we hear.
They want it. Come and get it. Good luck with that as well. Mind you, we said that with stone. We have this big throne.
Yeah. What's that crazy thing? They put straps on this big stone, and he can go sit over top of it or something.
They put this stone underneath the throne. No, that's right. It's you want it back, you go and get it. Good luck with picking that one up.
It weighs 2.5 men or something.
Oh, crazy! Some of our the historic stuff. Some of it is weird.
I saw something on TV today that said that he was the 70-something monarch in 1,200 years.
That could be, and is the oldest one that's ever been enthroned. The oldest monarch ever.
Yeah.
Well,
he's had to
that's
wait.
because
He's had to wait.
Mummy lived so damn long.
Yeah, he had to wait 70 years. But they reckon, the anointing. They reckon that when King Henry did it, he had to wear a bonnet, for another word, a bonnet, and he had to. They put the anointing cream on, and then he had to wear this bonnet for 3 months so that the cream was embedded into his body.
Really?
That just meant he didn't wash. That's all that meant.
Yeah. Well, he's either that or he was shagging all the time. He didn't.
He was too busy separating the church.
Yeah. Anyway, God save the Queen. There we go. God save it.
Yeah, I've got one. I haven't got one of those.
I'm going to get a copy for Charles.
Charlie. I called him Chaz.
He'll be your mate. That's why.
First name.
All right, Chaz.
Does anybody know the second and third verses to God Save the King? Or do we all just... I don't. I just know the first one, right?
There's 2 or 3 of them.
We used to
Be right back,
do
boys.
the first one at school.
No, don't.
I got it right here if you want to hear me sing the whole thing.
Yeah, go on then, Bruce. Where you go?
I'm
Well,
going
Bruce,
to go get a beer then.
Bruce, you're singing that. You got to stand up.
Bruce, off you go. Off you go.
I don't know if my wire's long enough.
Hand on
God
heart.
save our gracious King. Long live our noble King. God save the King. This is hard. Send him victorious. Blah, 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 blah. Second verse. Our Lord. I can't even do it. I'm reading it and I can't even do it. Our Lord and God arise. Is that right?
Yep.
I can't do it. I can't even read it. I only know the first verse, guys.
Hey, why do we do it here? My country, 'tis of thee. Did we steal it from you guys?
Well,
Well,
Bruce,
you
I'll be
guys-
frank, mate. I'm
The Americans did a good job.
looking
You got a
forward to
good
that.
chunk of it, but we managed to keep some of it for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we only
Because
ever
our-
sing the first verse, to be honest with you.
No, but
Yeah.
ours is my country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Remember that one? Did we steal that, or did we actually come up with it?
No, I think the Norwegians gave it to you.
Yeah, I think maybe you got the. I think you
The
got
fuck
the
is
tune
that?
and changed the words.
I thought those
I'm
were like
pretty
lawn
certain
ornaments.
You stole it, like most of our stuff.
I could just
It
see
was
all
Norwegians.
I could just see all those red soldiers lined up to get shot, and all the blue soldiers lined up to get shot on the other side of the field, and then somebody goes, "Go!" Well, that would have been a tough way to fight a war, hey?
Mick, did you ever find a wheel for that mower?
Good change.
So-
Good change.
So the ones that you put me onto, I can find them, but I think what did we say? What did we say they worked out? Let's have a-
The one that
said
you
they
posted
were-
looked like a drive disc, though. It didn't look like a drive wheel.
We said they were 17-inch inside diameter. I think mine are 19. I think I want to go and double check it.
Did you talk to James?
No, I haven't spoken to anyone yet. I've been too busy handing out crowns.
Oh, all right. Okay. He might.
How's that
How's
work now with James? Do you have to make an appointment to talk to him since he's so big now?
No, he just turns up here and he just joins the queue and I let him in when I've got space. But hopefully I can find them. I found another one which is a bit newer, but it's got one tire missing, and I don't want to purchase it unless I'm actually got the tires for it.
Bruce, you got a hoodie on. Is it still cold up there?
We went from 30 degrees above to 10 in one day. And our province has declared a state of emergency as of this hour.
Wow.
There's flooding in BC. There's flooding in BC, and there's 100 fires in Alberta.
Yeah.
Is there really?
You guys certainly got the extremes, don't you?
Oh, you might remember, even because it's made such a big thing, Fort McMurray, our town in the north, just about burnt right down the whole thing.
That's those lithium batteries burning up.
Yeah.
I saw something about that on the news the other day, Wayne. There was a I think it was like a cargo ship or something, and those lithium cars don't like salt water.
they don't like anything when they ignite.
Apparently, well, we had about 35 cars on this ferry for another word, and when they got back, they all looked sort of toasty crisp.
It makes me nervous flying with all those laptops in the hold of the plane.
Hey, Brucey, your Fort McMurray, was that named after this guy?
No.
No? Oh, okay.
He was a smart
Good
man.
try, kid.
Crazy weather here. You can you can taste the smoke in the air.
Wow. I sold a lawnmower this morning to a friend of Stu's, Mrs. Pease, and he said, "I got a lawnmower. It doesn't run. The pull cord's broke." He said, do you want that as a donor machine? You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He says just a pull cord. It's broken. He said, I had a go at it, but he said the spring came out and that is it. I said, yeah, okay, yeah, bring it over. I thought, I'll take it in, just a spares or repair. The only thing holding the deck together was masking tape.
Got one like that, but they're using,
they're
using duct tape.
No, this wasn't even duct tape, Wayne. This is paper tape. That's all it was laid across it. I put it on its back wheels and it just sort of bent over at the front like that.
Those trade-ins, eh?
That's a
one
keeper.
you get in, it's an old Briggs Quantum that's absolutely perfect, hardly been used, and the next trade-in is some wing-wang thing that's already rusted right out.
Yeah.
We don't get that many stuff like that, Bruce. Most of our stuff is rusted.
We don't have the rust on them.
We have big problems here with rusted decks, to be honest with you. Motors, engines, whatever, we can fix them. But you start getting involved with decks, and I've done it myself. Spent hours and hours doing decks and stuff and powder coating. And frankly, ain't worth it.
But why? Why? Because they leave them outside on the ground, or they don't.
It's not so much just that, Wayne. Although that is an element. Obviously, we have a lot of different moisture levels over here and what have you. But the biggest problem is that the decks are just given them one treatment of paint. That's it. They just dipped. There's no under treatment. There's no top coating, finishing. There's nothing. The only ones that do stand the test of time are the ones that are sort of vacuum molded, like the haters. They've got like this really thick, rubbery sort of material on them. But the standard, mount fills and what have you, they just dipped, and that's it.
Do you guys have rusty
a little
decks?
coil cast that I bought second hand and did it up for Annie, and I treated the underside. And every time we use it, we blow off the grass and stuff, and this is perfect. But we look after it. There's a big difference. We actually
if you let the grass sit up there, it retains moisture and it'll make anything rust.
Yeah.
Even aluminum will corrode, you know.
Yeah.
I just picked up a lawnmower or serviced a lawnmower for an old boy who lives down in Worthing Way. And he had a 21-year-old Honda Izzy 16-inch lawnmower. And Honda Izzies are renowned for rusting, renowned for it. But he bought it from new. He's had it 20 years, this mower. He bought it from new, and every single time he's cut the grass, he's hosed it off and tipped it up on his back wheel so the water drains off, and there is not a speck of rust on it.
Yeah.
Not a speck.
Yeah. I had one come in. I know Mick knows about this. I had a chap. I sold an Izzy to him last year, and he's delighted with it. And he brought it in last week before, I can't remember now, Mick. Beginning of last week, I think. And he said it won't run. I can just about get it to start, but it just ticks over. It won't do anything. Can you have a look? I said, yeah, of course, I'll have a look. What he'd actually done was when he turned on the fuel tap, he'd forced it the whole tap down, and it got jammed behind the governor. It's an easy fix.
I think 2 years ago, I had a commercial guy turn up, and because they're building a lot of his newer houses around this neck of the woods, he said he wanted to trade in. It was a Honda Lawn Flight 553 Pro 4-wheel drive machine with a 5.5 Honda engine on top. Very nice machine. Probably go for about, I don't know, £1,400 brand new, somewhere in that line. It was a couple of years old, and he bought it in. He said, I took it out of the store this year to get all my kit ready for the season. He said, and this one will not bloody start. He said, but as it goes, I've got 2 or 3 of those, and I'd like to trade it in against something small so I can get up the side of these little back passageways so I can mow these little lawns. Have you got something little? So I've got a couple of Mountfield, 17 inches in here. So about one of these. So we're not commercial, but if you're only doing these little lawns, you may not need a commercial mower, right? Because the lawns are so small. He said, okay. He said, what do I do? Straight swap? And I went, hang on. I said, yours is not working. This is fully running, service, good to go. So I said, no, I'm not doing a straight swap. And I think the height adjustment had broken on one, which was going to cost about £70 for the part. So I was already in the hole for 70 quid. I said, give us 50 quid in your mower and we'll call it quits, okay? So did that. I had to buy the part for about 60 odd quid for the height control. I fitted that. And then I proceeded to turn the fuel on. And then I pulled the cord and it fired first pull and it started and ran. Some people call me a crook, but do you know what? It's just the way I'm wired up.
You got the touch.
Remember, I told this chap about the tap. Make sure this Izzy, when you finish using it, turn it off because they will flood and all the rest of it. So what he's obviously done, he's turned it off and then somehow they managed to force the tap.
Well, I've seen guys use a crescent wrench on those or a crescent spanner or whatever. They think that they have to use a wrench on them. Right?
Yeah. It's only a bit of plastic. It's nothing to it. Anyway, it's just going to cost him whatever it is. It's going to cost him to get it put. He's gone on holiday. When he comes back, it's up there waiting for him now. And
Well, I'm still making more money on my flips than I am on my repairs.
Well, that is a very common thing, Bruce, and it's why I do a lot of it. But this year, even Mrs. P will say, this year's been a really, really busy year. I think cost of living has really hit home on some people, and instead of them going just chucking their mowers away, they are actually looking for a cheaper repair. So I've been really, really, really busy this year so far, and mower sales have been quite good.
Yeah. And I think the electrics are just too expensive for people now that are paying.
Well, you've got electric power, Bruce, and you've only got the battery power robotic style mowers that are creeping their way into society. I have my own pet called Luba, which is quite good, and that's doing quite well at the moment. I'm quite pleased with it. It's not brilliant, but
How's it getting along with Pip?
Pip absolutely freaking hates it.
Good. That's good because she'll stay away from it. You don't want to
All
go
she does,
near it.
I keep saying to her, Pip, that's a $3,000 machine. And hang off the front of it. I'm just waiting one day. I'll look out the kitchen. She'll be sat on it, going around the garden on it. It's going to happen. Yeah, she hates it. She can't stand it.
Yeah. The our dog hates the strimmer. You get the strimmer out and start to go for the strimmer. Well, they only get close once. When they lose their nose. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, the trailer we bought for the company about 5 years ago, we bought it for $1,000 on sale. It was regularly $1,150. I was just at Canadian Tire. The list price on the same trailer right now is $2,450
Wow.
Canadian
Yeah, I
dollars
can believe it.
for the same friggin' trailer.
I can believe it. Yeah, trailers are well. Everything's gone up. I was looking at the I've got a video coming out in about a week's time on a Mountfield mower that I picked up. Nice machine with a rear self-propelled roller driven on the back. I picked it up from Guildford somewhere, or Guildford somewhere. Quite a posh area, quite well to do. I was well out of my class, and he said it doesn't start, and the rear drive packed up 6 months after I bought it brand new. So I said, well, why don't you just send it back? It's 6 months. Oh, well, I've got like a 2-3 year warranty on it. Just send the flipping thing back. Anyway, if it doesn't run, it's spares or repair. What you see is what you get. So I had a little tin of carburetor spray with me. So I just took the air filter cover and went, pulled the cord, and it started and ran. And he looked at me as if as I said, well, I haven't fixed it. I just bypassed it. And when I got it back home, the belt had come off. The belt just slipped. I put the belt back on, and it drives and runs lovely. Brand new machine, and they were $350, and they're now £440 for the machine.
A lot of money.
Man,
I had a
You go to the
customer
Red
call
Mac
up.
brand.
He couldn't get his lawnmower started, so I told him, just go. I said, we get you're about 3 or 4 days out before we could look at it. So go buy yourself a can of carb cleaner, take your air filter cover off, give it a shot of carb cleaner, it'll fire up. And if it keeps on running, go and cut your grass. But if it runs and it dies, you definitely need a carb clean. So he calls me up. He said, beautiful, I got my lawn cut. Well, he just tried to do the same thing. It wouldn't start again. So he sprayed carb cleaner. He called me up. He said, the red tube that goes on the carb cleaner? I said, yeah.
Oh, no.
He said, well, it disappeared. I said, what do you mean it disappeared? It's in the lawn or no? He says, I think it went into the machine. So I said, it'll be in your air intake tube. I said, don't worry about it. It's okay. The guy says, no, I want you to fix it. I said, well, listen, I got to tear the carburetor off, so I might as well clean the carburetor in case there's something there. But to get that tube out, right? And sure enough, there was the tube inside of the air intake. I said, it's not going to go anyplace. It can't go and bend 90 degrees.
I had one go right into the intake valve.
Oh, it went in.
Yeah, it was stuck on the intake valve.
No
It had no
kidding.
compression on the engine, right? But it was a Tecumseh, right? So
I guess it could get sucked, but on the Briggs, it'd have to make a 90-degree turn to go down.
the one I had, Wayne, was the yellow tube on the primer system for the Tecumsehs.
Oh, yeah.
It was that red tube. Holy crap.
That was Tom going to the dump this morning.
Wow. Did it
You
hit
take
it?
Joe to the dump or having a dump.
They're like deer here.
Yeah, you don't want to.
what was that? I missed that. What was that?
The kangaroo.
Kangaroo.
Oh, kangaroos.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do that. Boing.
Boink.
Looks like it jumped over his car.
It hit the windscreen. I didn't put the audio on because the guy's just like, F this, F.
You got the same problem with elks, didn't you? Over your way, Bruce, didn't you?
Moose, mostly.
Moose.
Moose.
Don't want to hit a
You don't want
moose.
to be hitting one of those. I guess they're pretty big animals.
No.
Well, there's no lakes there, so
Yeah, when it's a moose against a car, the moose usually wins.
the
Don't
moose
honk
tears
your
the
horn
cab
if you
off
see
the
a
car
moose.
and half the people in it. Yeah.
Don't honk your horn if you run into a moose on the road. It'll attack. If it's a bull.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
In September.
My one of my friends when I was in college, he was driving cab over the cabs that flip open. He saw a moose on the road. He hit the air horn. The moose attacked. He died.
Oh my Lord!
Yeah, killed him.
Really?
Wow. I tell you what, I did have the other day. Perhaps Mick might help me on this. We had a hawk come over the top of the house here day before yesterday. It had a yellow underside, Mick. Yellow tail feathers underside.
What was it? What was the shape of the bird of prey's tail? What shape was it? Was it fanned?
The tail. I'm trying to recall. Yeah, it could have been, but it's bright yellow. I've never seen a bright yellow underneath the tail of a hawk before.
A lot of sparrowhawks do have lots of different colours. I must admit. You sure it wasn't a red kite?
No, we got red kites there all the time, mate. We got lots of red
Was it
kites.
quite small? Was it quite a small bird?
No, it's a big no bird. It's the same sort of size as
Peregrine?
same size as a kite, definitely.
Oh, that's it. That could be it.
Could have been a honey buzzard.
Wow, would it be? I mean,
you get a lot of common buzzards over here because they're quite common, but you also do get honey buzzards as well, which are a bit lighter in colour.
I've not
Quite
seen
rare.
I've not seen it. It was so unusual to come over, and we both looked at it and thought, wow, this is, it's something
Different.
special.
Wasn't a blue tip, was it?
You totter. If you got a picture of what you call it, a honey buzzard, you got a picture there, Ken?
Yeah, honey buzzards are a bit lighter.
Oh, that could be it. Oh,
There
that
you
could be
go.
it, Mick.
What the hell's that?
That's a yellow-tailed hawk.
Yep.
Oh, well, never seen one of those.
We have
got
the red
red
tail
tails
ones
over
here.
here.
Red tail. Yeah, red tail.
Yeah.
Looks like yellow.
Oh no, it's
And whereabouts are they common too in areas? Ken, does it say?
Right here where I live.
Yeah.
Is it? Let's see.
Norway and surrounding countries.
Yeah.
Uh,
Definitely flying over Phil's house.
well, it was bright yellow, Wayne. Honestly, it was a bright yellow. It was. I've never seen anything,
Could
and I've
be,
been around for something odd years.
could be a
in the
lady
country.
red
I've
tail.
never seen anything like it.
Huh.
We've even had the book out trying to find something in the book.
that Phil.
It's bright yellow, Ken.
Yeah, but sometimes
Just the tail, though. Just the tail.
Yeah, the tail itself.
conch. Sometimes
Oh, like the
if-
red. Yeah, the red one. Yeah.
conch was it bright sunshine the day you saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Sometimes when you see a bird of prey in full sunshine, it reflects all kinds of colors. It's
Really?
very very difficult to determine.
And right now they're not in full plume.
Yeah.
No,
It just,
no.
I mean, I know most of the hawks and stuff live in the country all my life, but this is something completely different. In fact, we wondered if it was something escaped, from somewhere.
And also don't forget there are quite a few crossbreed hawks as well now. So lots of people they do crossbreed hawks for different reasons. I.e., some people will crossbreed hawks with peregrine falcons because they have top speed and good stamina as well. So there's quite a few crossbreeds as well of birds of prey.
We have peregrine
Well,
falcons
we're keeping an
a
eye
half a
out
mile
for
from the
it.
house.
And hopefully it will come back over here because where we live, well, where we live, Mick, it's fairly open countryside all around us. So hawks will certainly hunt around here, and I'm waiting. Maybe it might come up again. And no,
Yeah.
Mick says it's a parrot. No, it wasn't a parrot, mate.
We have,
Or
we
you,
have
or
peregrine
you didn't have
falcons
your
here.
glasses on. It was a pheasant coming in real low.
It was right
Ringneck.
over the top of the
Yeah,
house,
it was
literally
right
over the
there.
top.
It was right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know that a pheasant is the second stupidest animal in the world?
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
yeah, and a female pheasant is number one.
Yep.
I don't think so. We have wild populations here, and they're hard to corner.
Getting into dangerous territory there, boys.
I mean, you will see them that they'll be standing right beside the road, and there'll be not a car around. They're just looking around. The second they see a truck, they cross the road.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
Why did the pheasant cross the road? Because they're dumb.
Because they get
The car-
stuck in the radiators.
station.
They're looking for some heat in the radiator.
Well,
$3,000
they're
down.
getting it.
They're gonna get it. That's right.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, because round here is a lot of shooting area in Wiltshire and where we live. A lot of big estates, and it's all friends of ours. They breed pheasants, farmers and stuff, and it costs it's stupid money. It's about £2,000. Well, Mick's done this, I know. £2,000 for a day's shooting.
You know,
Yeah, that's on a small shoot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you go on the big ones, you're talking thousands of pounds.
back in
Now,
the,
do you get to
100 years ago,
keep
they-
what you shoot?
No, you don't get. You don't
we
get
do.
that. They go to
On some shoots also you have a quota.
yeah.
So you can pay like £4,000 for a day's shooting, but you can only shoot like 15 birds.
That's right.
Yeah.
Most of them go to France. They used
We have
to.
a,
but
no, we
years
have a
ago,
wild population that were
we
introduced
used to
100 years.
we used to plow them in the ground to get rid of the damn things. Now they send them to France. They take most of them. 'Cause
We
I
have a
don't
lot
even
of,
like
no, I got to
pheasants.
say something. We have a lot of ground cover here, like wild roses and hips. And we have a wild population that were planted in the 30s. They took hold. And now every fall, you can get a pheasant license. You have to pay for it. And you can get up to 6 birds a day.
Yeah.
For nothing.
Yeah.
They don't even taste that good, Bruce.
Well,
But they make a good gravy.
well, just the breast. So if you eat the legs, it's like eating, rubber bands. Worse.
Partridge tastes
it's-
like the old red.
It's quite
the red
it's
partridge.
quite a strong meat, isn't it, pheasant?
Yes,
It tends
the
to
hunger-
dull it off. What I used to do, I used to tear the skin along the breast
Yeah.
and then just
pull it
pack that with a little bit of butter in there, a bit of chives in there, or something, and then just stitch it back up. That's quite nice.
Yeah, I like pigeon breasts. We used to go pigeon shooting. Just
Yeah.
cut the breast out. It's like it's quite
Squab.
dense,
Cold smoked pigeon breast.
delicious. Yeah,
The best.
We have we also have a wild Hungarian partridge here too.
Yeah.
Indigenous.
You have what?
Hungarian partridge.
Yeah.
Are they called a chucker by any chance?
Yeah,
Chucker?
yeah, that's the nickname, but yeah.
Yeah. So they're related to the French red leg, aren't they? The
I
chucker.
don't know.
that's a
But
partridge.
sorry, yeah, partridge. Yeah, they're related to. Yeah, that's what he said, wasn't it? Partridge, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Hungarian partridge, yeah.
Yeah, I think the chucker is related to the French red leg, I believe, because
And
it has the
Yeah.
teardrop behind its eye. Yeah.
And coveys
And
are
how-
20 in a flock.
Yeah, and how do you tell the sex of a partridge by sight? Do you know? I'm deadly serious. I'm deadly serious. No, halfway down the back of the leg on a female partridge, will have a little tiny bump on both legs. That's how you tell.
You need help.
We
You
only
need
have
help.
Mate,
we
I used to rear partridges and pheasants for a long time. And we used to rear them. You only wanted the female partridge out for the breeding program, and
Right.
you had to sex them.
Eggs.
Oh, Bill. Yeah,
Hi, Bill. How you doing, mate?
I did I was with a gamekeeper one day, and we were doing we had pheasants in an incubator hatcher, and we had partridge in another, and he got them back to front, and we woke up in the morning, and we all had hard-boiled pheasant eggs for about 3 weeks.
It's
Yeah.
good stuff. It's good food. Absolutely.
Had a customer show up the other day, brought his lawnmower. He says, I bought this lawnmower off you last year. It worked fine all last year. I can't get it to start this year. So I took it out of the trunk of his car, put it down. I primed it 5 times. I pulled the cord just to get it past top dead center. I give it a yank. It fired up. I said, what would you like me to do? He said, I can't get it to start. I said, well, I started it. So I tried it again. I started it again. I said, nothing I can do. He said, okay, I'll take it back. A week later, he shows up again. He says, I can't get it to start. I did exactly the same thing.
Yeah,
The thing fired up. I shut
Wayne,
it off. I primed
Wayne,
it 5 times
He's
again.
not strong enough.
Well,
Wayne, hey, mate, you're in charge. I need you to let the dog out. You're in charge.
okay. All right. I'm not in charge, but we'll take care of it. So anyways, I fired it up again. And I said, look, I says, you likely aren't pulling it hard enough, but why don't you try like I do, get it past top dead center so you're not pulling against the compression stroke, and try it. And he still couldn't get it started. So I said, look, here, I got this lawnmower over here ready to go. Nice push mower. I said, it's $125. I said, I'll take that lawnmower from you and I'll sell you this one for $50. He says, $50? He said, I paid you $100 for that last year. I said, yeah, but you can't get it started. So I said, I'm giving you a deal at 50.
You are.
If you want to push the issue, I said, I'll make it 75 if you'd like. So he says, I think I'll take this one back home and try to get it started. I said, okay. So now he calls and he says, I'd like to buy that lawnmower. I said, well, you should have bought it when you were here because it's already gone. The next guy that showed up bought it.
We have to schedule.
I mean, some people don't get it. I mean, you snooze, you lose.
Well, number one, you got to start it like you hate it, every single one of them. And then number two, when you're selling them, Trudy schedules the appointments. She's got somebody coming at 12, somebody at 12:45, somebody at 1:30, somebody at 2, and boom, 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 boom. 5 lawnmowers sold before 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Well,
I could just see Trudy saying, "No, you can't come at 12 o'clock. That's lunch."
Yeah.
Well, I did a lawnmower for that old boy I was talking about a minute earlier on. I think he's in his 80s, this old boy, and he's having problems with his Honda. It won't start, and I fixed it. But he said, I'm struggling to pull it to start it. I said, mate, if you're struggling to pull a Honda Easy Start, there's not many options for you apart from battery power or plug-in.
Yards.
If you can't pull an Easy Start, then it's time to think about something else. I sold a pair of shears for 35 quid.
No, but my Honda is a GCV 190, and you just do a smooth pull, and it'll start every time.
But little ladies we have a lot of Filipinos around. If I sell a mower to them, I make sure that they can pull it before they take it, or I leave. You got to make sure. You got just like Wayne said. You got to do it.
No, well, the only other option is to get something sort of battery powered. I saw that Mountfield do a push button electric start, which is it's a thing, But if you've got a shoulder injury or you physically can't pull it, these little electric start mowers, they're pretty good.
DC starter,
if you can't
or
pull
AC?
the starter, you don't need to be playing with the motor.
Battery.
It's just a little 12-volt battery on a Bruce, which you'd have to. You'd have to trickle charge it once in a blue moon because they'll have a very small alternator of some description on there to try and keep the charge up. Every time you're stopping it, just to empty the bag. If you just trickle charge it. But I tried saying to the old boy, you can buy that, but you're going to part with $650 because you have to pay for the electric start.
Yeah, and it's really weird, right? Snowblowers all come with the AC starter on them. You would think it would be nice for a lawnmower owner to have an AC start.
That's all big wig, isn't it?
Bruce,
but the snowblower sits for most of the year.
Bruce, I enjoyed your video on the gardening, by the way.
You did, eh?
Yes, I did. Yes, and thank you. That was. But I gotta ask that soil of yours, is it sandy or is it clay?
It's okay. So what we have is 3,000 miles of the same soil, and normally it's about 6 to 8 inches thick, and then right underneath it is hard clay.
Okay.
So you have to till it, because if you don't, your carrots will be this long, and that round. So you have to get down so that there's drainage into the clay.
Yeah. So all the looseness of the soil that you were showing, is that because you added the compost last year?
Well, we had that heat dome 2 years ago, and that just cooked my garden. I didn't have weeds, or I didn't have worms, I didn't have any microbes, nothing. And it took me 2 years to bring it back, and now it's back to where it used to be.
Yeah,
it's beautiful, eh?
Yeah, it is. It looked really nice,
and
the stalwart. I mean, that's the ugliest tiller I've ever seen, but it runs sweet. It is ugly, Bruce.
I was going to comment that it needed a paint job, would look really nice, Bruce.
Oh, well, I painted the drag.
How did it go with that drag? That worked fine, didn't it?
Yeah, it works, except because it hasn't got the collapsible T or
Yeah.
L, pushing it around, it catches in the dirt.
Yeah, it does. But
Yeah.
when you're running it, it's nice. If
Yeah,
you want
it
to slow
holds-
it down, you just push down. And,
Well, it's one more pivot point so that it doesn't vibrate.
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, have you guys ever run into a southpaw wanting to buy a lawnmower? They only pull with their left hand.
What?
Yeah, weirdos, aren't they?
Left hand.
A person that can't pull a lawnmower with their right hand, they have to pull it with their left hand, but they have to hold the bale and they're
They're made for right-handed.
Oh
people.
yeah, I sell them one of those little clip things. There you go. Have fun.
Yeah, because unreal, eh? So what I had to do on this was I had to rotate the recoil head like on the bolt so it's offset, and then drill a hole through the handle and mount the retainer for the recoil rope on the left-hand side so the person could pull it with their left hand.
It's quite amazing that the
First
Americans
time
have,
ever.
it's amazing that the Americans haven't made a left-hand version yet.
Well, they wouldn't sell too many because there's not that many southpaws, I don't think.
Well, the cack-handed, we call it cack-handed.
No, but I mean,
well, I'm a southpaw.
I wouldn't. I mean, would I be able to start my mower with my left hand? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
If one gets, like I got this big generator, right? It's with a belt that ties the generator, so there's lots of parasitic drag. And I was using both hands yesterday because the other one was getting tired.
Yeah.
I mean, I think what you're saying, guys. I mean, having experienced shoulder problems myself in the past, if you do have a shoulder injury, there's no way on this earth you're going to pull one of these things very often. Even worse, like a chainsaw or a strimmer.
You just do what I do, Phil. And when you have someone who's left-handed or got a shoulder injury, you just take the recoil off and you just sell them a 300-pound drill with a socket to start it.
I've done that too.
I did that the other day, a year or so, starting out with a drill, and the bastard took off across the.
Well, every time I use a drill to start anything, I say to the viewer, make sure you are stronger than the drill.
Yeah.
Well, we all need one of those ratcheting fittings that I forget who it is. I think it's James Condon's got it. It's a ratcheting piece that goes on the drill when he uses it to start the
Is it got a ratchet type thing?
Where
it's
can you get
ratcheting,
those?
so it only drives in one side. And when it starts, it releases.
No, that's good.
Where can you get those?
I don't know. I'm gonna email them and ask them what the part.
Well, he does a lot of generators, so that would be because they have a lot of drag.
We want one. We want one, don't we?
Phil,
put the link up, Wayne. Put the link
New
up.
tools. We need that. Maybe it should be Hobby Motor, the tool channel.
Yes. I have enough problems watching the mower channel, Klaus, to be fair.
Well, see, there just switch to tools. It'd be much
it's so
easier.
strange. It's like somebody speaking
Why
another
don't you wear
language.
your Hobby Motor t-shirt then, Mick?
Yeah.
It's in the shed with the rest of the rags.
In 3 pieces.
Well, I've got to go. Mrs. Peter's going to start watching the film now, and I'll start yakking. I should get the old digging the ribs to say, I'm trying to watch this film here. So I'll. They should turn it up now, so that's how rude she is. Right, I'll catch you later on.
Cheers, Mick. I'll catch you later,
Take
mate.
care, Mick.
Bye.
Oh, yeah, Bruce. There we go. When will those be available on Spreadshop?
There's only 2 in existence.
See?
Nick had one made.
Yeah.
He scraped my
Best get some
logo
printed,
and get a
Bruce.
t-shirt made.
We'll all be asking for one.
I know.
Yeah.
It's going to cost me $1,000. I know, Klaus. I could go to t-shirt.ca or whatever it is.
Yeah.
If you watch the video today, my first T-shirt.
I noticed that, Bill, on your go-kart. Yeah.
Yeah. Bruce said it looked like a record, and I looked at it and thought about it and said, "Damn it, it does."
more like a bullseye, mate. More of a target, I would have thought.
Yeah.
Target. You live in Texas and you got a target on your chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be a bit careful.
In Texas, it's easy. They say, what are y'all doing? They said, nothing, y'all. And they say, oh, okay, have fun.
Yeah.
They say, he's one of us. He's good.
Yeah.
Or they say, where are you from? And you say, Dallas. Where else is there?
Yeah.
And they say, well, there's Fort Worth. And you say, well, I tried. And they say, you're okay. You know,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you said New York, yeah, it's good to run.
Like my first girlfriend, right? It was just like the road between Dallas and Fort Worth. No curves.
Yeah, right.
How often do you hear that one?
Every now and again here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
in Texas,
Any
there's
of you
nothing to
guys-
stop the road from being straight.
Did any of you guys tune in to watch the coronation today over in the States or Denmark or whatever?
A little bit. A little
Yeah.
bit.
3
watch
a.m.
the
here.
replay.
I'm sorry I did not. 3 a.m.
You
I
always
was up by
watch
weed
that.
eaters.
I think
I
you're,
watched-
what I would say, guys, is there's no one, and I say this in all honesty, there's no one that can do pageantry like the Brits.
Yeah,
Correct.
No,
exactly.
there's not.
It's
They are
absolutely
good at
amazing.
Yeah, and what about the bow tie? I missed that.
That's all about the coronation. I was asked to wear that by a girl I work with, who's called India, and I'm hoping she's watched this or some of this. Who said to me, "What are you going to wear for the coronation?" I said, "I'm wearing my United Kingdom bow tie." And Mrs. H already told me it doesn't look right with green, but hey, that's not a problem.
Everything
I'm surprised
is
you're not wearing a
green.
shirt with the colors.
Well, that bow tie's got the colors.
Yeah. Well, I
Okay,
used to
that's
have a waistcoat made of the same material, but we can't find it. So God knows
Well,
what's happened to that.
I was digging through my T-shirts like a madman here earlier, trying to find one with Union Jack on it, but I don't
Yeah.
have one. I
Yeah.
don't have one. So
If
I
you
should've put
guys
my
had,
little
I've
Harris
got
tweed
so
hat
many
on.
T-shirts, either my own, other people, obviously Klaus, and Henry, and so many other people. The trouble is, I don't like making them dirty.
yeah,
In the garage.
but
right?
you know what? Just make it dirty, wear it, then buy another one from my
Yeah.
spread shop.
Yeah.
It's no
Right.
problem. No problem, Phil. No
Hey,
problem.
you know when I wore that T-shirt for my only T-shirt for the video, I actually put the T-shirt on before the video and took it off when it was done. And I thought, yeah, this isn't going to work out. I need more T-shirts. So this is embarrassing. I hate to admit I was doing that.
So you just had one made?
Good prices
Now,
over here in the UK.
I had two made, but one of them is a ladies' medium.
Oh, okay. Because over here they run. I just asked the silk screener if I order. I think the minimum order is 24, and I
Wow.
can get them for about 20 Canadian a piece. And then if I go up to 50, the price will drop to like 19. If I buy 100, it's 18.
You know where I got mine?
But sorry.
Then I got to
Klaus
ship
has a
them
better
out if
deal 'cause
anybody
they-
wants them.
Klaus has a better deal. There's a picture of it, and they order it and pay for it and pay the shipping.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
mine on Amazon for $16 each.
Right.
Yeah, but what are your
I sent them the
what shirts-
logo. The next day they showed up.
Close. What are they selling yours for on your merch site?
I actually decide what the price is.
Yeah.
Look at that. He must have
But,
3 screens there.
But hold on. But I have I can buy my own T-shirts at a discount.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Careful, let the secrets out, Klaus.
I know.
You could mail them to us then. Cheaper.
But including shipping.
Bruce, what a nice idea.
Or like shipping will kill you. Like shipping.
No, because Spread Shop
Yeah.
has they have an area
Yeah.
in the States
Affiliates. They got affiliates everywhere.
and in Europe.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you order from the North American site, which
Yeah.
you decide when you log in, you can there's a link on my community page. So
Leave
you
it.
log in and you only pay US shipping, and then that's a heck of a lot cheaper than Europe shipping.
Yeah, but US shipping from Canada to US is like $21.50
Well, I
Canadian.
think
No. They have it in Canada too. So
Yeah.
have a look at it. It's called Spread Shop.
I think that's the company that Jake ordered the hats that were $25 and they ended up costing us 50 because they got made in Denmark instead of Canada. It was a Canadian hat site. It was a Canadian hat site, and he ordered 2 box, I think 2 dozen hats or a dozen hats, I forget. but they were
Jesus.
supposed to be $25 a piece. By the time we paid shipping, import duties, all these other fees, come out to $50 a hat.
Yeah.
At which I can get my local embroidery shop to embroider them for me, and I don't know. I think it cost me maybe it'll cost me $20.
Yeah, well, there you go. Keep it local, Wayne. Keep it local.
Listen, as far as the English goes, the best person that could ever give a speech, tell me if I'm right or wrong, Churchill.
Absolutely, sir.
Absolutely.
He
Best
was the
speech.
man.
in the trenches.
Yeah, that guy could talk.
And he also could make a very good martini.
Oh, yeah? You had one?
Yeah, it's called a Churchill martini. It's gin. He gets a bottle of dry vermouth and he shows it to the glass. And that's the end of it.
See,
A
now
Churchill martini.
when I made a martini, I used to pour the vermouth over ice, throw the vermouth out, drain the vermouth out of the glass, and then fill the glass with gin.
Yeah, sure. But his recipe, he just shows him the bottle.
That's a good one.
I must admit, years ago, Annie and I, when we were prior to when we got together, got married, and all the rest of it, we once had a weekend away in a local town. It's not important where it was, and we were staying in this hotel, and in the evening we were going to go out for a meal. And I was dressed, ready to go out. I said to Anne, I'll go downstairs and I'll have a drink in the bar waiting for you to turn up. This is a true story, guys. And I went down to the bar and asked for a pint of beer. And it turned out it was a cocktail bar. All they did was cocktails. And the only one I knew of was a dry martini, right? So, anyway, I sat there 6 dry martinis later. I'm sat next to an American guy. We were exchanging birthday cards. Absolutely. I was completely assholed. I really was. To the point I fell asleep in my soup in the restaurant we went out to.
And she married you.
True story. Absolutely true story.
And she married you.
And then she still married me, Bruce.
Good woman.
And she just heard the story in the back here.
She obviously knows a good man has a few faults.
Oh, well, yeah.
Wayne, the green T-shirt here is $22 plus shipping in the
Plus
US. Yeah, and it's. I mean, the nice thing is you don't have to have a stock. I mean, you can buy all the T-shirts you want, and then somebody says, "Oh, do you have a 3XL?" Damn it, I'm out of 3XL.
No, what I was talking to Jake about was maybe we get T-shirts made, and then when our customers come, when they get, like, we've got a lot of riding mowers that we've just done where the invoice was like $450. Here's a T-shirt. Give them a T-shirt. And we're even giving them a discount on some stuff on parts, and
but they think they
we
got
even discount the labor a little. You feel bad when it's up there that much, but you want to talk about totally abused equipment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you worry that they'd take that same T-shirt and underneath it in marker say, charged me $450?
No, they actually come back because the other places that they used to get it done at were like $650.
Yeah. There you go.
The nice thing here, Wayne, is that you can have T-shirts, you can have polo shirts, you can have caps, mugs, hoodies, sweatshirts, and it's all available to whoever wants it.
Yeah,
and you don't have to stock it. I mean, if you need it yourself, go buy from your own shop and you decide how much the markup is. I took my markup and brought it way low. I mean, I may be $3 an item. That's all I make because that's okay. And you can have and you decide what you want. You can have umbrellas, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
You can have girly shirts and male shirts, and it's
you could sell 500,000 T-shirts, right?
I mean, if you're good at it, yeah.
I'd like to just sell. Yeah, that's what I should do: is sell one T-shirt to every subscriber and make $3.
Yeah,
that'd be $150,000.
Yeah,
there you go.
So if you guys are got an hourly rate, don't feel bad. We had two different customers show up that normally get their equipment done at local shops, like within the area.
Yes.
And, you know, they said, what's your hourly rate? And I told them, and they said, well, just so you know, this guy charges listen to this, $135 an hour. And the other shop just went up to $125 an hour.
My Lord.
How
That's
do you fix a used
Imagine,
push mower for
imagine.
that money?
I almost died. I said,
Well,
like
okay, if you have a big
auto
shop here
mechanics, auto mechanics are $85 to $100 around here.
That's-
Unless you go to a dealership, then you're
Mhm.
paying $150, $165 an hour at the dealership.
right.
Yeah.
How
I'm
can you
half of the
justify
low
that
end.
money?
Yeah.
You can't justify. I'm always being told. Mick's always saying to me, I'm always underpriced my work. You know, I always sell cheap, but I got this mental thing about surely I cannot charge that amount of money to do the job.
Can I say what my problem is? Is that I do a really good job, but I do take my time. Like I might put 8 hours into a $120 lawnmower,
Yeah,
but I don't have to worry about that.
but it's done right.
It's and
Yeah,
if
it's done
I
right.
can't fix it, I tell them, right? Like that. I don't think I can fix that generator because I can't get the parts. I'll
Yeah.
tell my friend, listen, I'll get it running. It'll be surging and whatever, but you'll be able to run a skill saw. You know.
I only charge about about $30 an hour, and it should be more. But
Yeah,
I enjoy having. I mean, if I take an hour longer on a machine that is strictly necessary,
Mhm.
that's perfectly okay.
Yeah.
You
I
balance.
can honestly say, guys, I don't
You get
work
pleasure out of
solid for that hour. I do not work solidly on that machine. I would do a bit, stop, sit down, think about it, do a bit more, stop, walk away, whatever. So it's an hourly rate for me is, I honestly can't say I am working for 1 hour. I am not.
I'll go till my garden.
I have so many of my customers says, Klaus, why don't you open up shop down here? You'll have tons of customers. Say, yeah, and then I'll
Yeah,
starve,
$30
and then
an
I'd,
hour,
and then
you'll
I'd
have
starve
everybody.
to death, you know.
Yeah.
No, because I enjoy doing.
I would too.
It's a hobby, right?
Sure.
And
Yeah.
Hobby
I know
mower.
Wayne, you're different. It's
No,
a living.
business.
Yeah, but I'm a hobby, and I'm not here to undercut the dealer or anything. I'm just here to do a good job at a reasonable price and have fun at the same
One
time.
of the
And-
dealers in town told me, he said it works just fine with what I work on because what I work on, he doesn't want to see.
That's right.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Right? You know,
No, but
he's
I
not going to
mean-
work on an old Tecumseh mower with no bag. He's not going to even look at that mower.
No,
Right?
no.
And
Well-
it's the same thing here. I mean, I do have people that comes here because they know they're going to save money, and that's perfectly okay. I mean,
Right.
because the dealers we have in our area, and I try to stay clear of them. I don't want to get into any confrontation with them.
Sure.
But they're expensive, and to be honest, and I'm not tooting my own horn here, but they're not doing a very good job.
No.
Yeah. Talking of which, Klaus, how's the new job going, mate? I have to ask.
It is fine.
Good.
I think.
Good.
I think.
Weekend? First weekend, eh?
Yeah.
First weekend away from work. I'm glad it's
Yeah.
working out for you, mate. I really am.
Thank you. But no, I just made a list on what I had through the shop since the last time we were here, and I've had 2 tractors, 3 chainsaws, a Makita 4-stroke blower, a hedge trimmer, and one of those augers things.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, well,
And
you don't want
that
to
was
let go
all-
when it bites.
No, it's got a slip clutch.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's got a slip clutch. It's fine. It's a one person operate. But out of those machines, 3 of them are still out here because of parts.
Yeah.
And I found out that storing machines because they're waiting for parts.
Looks terrible.
No, yeah, that too. But it just ruins my day.
Yeah.
Well, you should see our place when everything's sitting
Things are less
outside with
organized when there's
Yeah.
clutter.
Yeah.
We
How
got
does
but
that
see-
work for you, Wayne? When
but see,
does it
no,
work
Wayne-
for business?
no,
How does
Wayne,
it work for you?
I don't know what the setup with you and Jake, but I'm in a residential neighborhood.
us too.
Yeah, and I have this deal with my other half and myself. I don't want machines standing outside the shop when I pack it in. It doesn't look good. It's not insured. I don't want it out there. It's end of story. So I only take in what I can store inside at the end of the workday. And it's really kicking me around these days because
right now I got 7 on the side of the house that you can't see when you're having an adult beverage on the deck.
Yeah.
So as long as Trudy can't see the handles, we're good.
I got a few.
Whoa!
Kenny.
But Wayne, how does it work your way, mate? Because obviously yours is a business. You cannot afford to have stuff hanging around. How does it work for you guys?
Who?
Wayne.
Me?
Yeah, yours.
Well, normally we get everything. Normally everything's gone within a day or two.
Oh wow!
But I've got 2 10x10 sheds in behind the shop. I've got I don't know, I think it's a 16x20 shed that's off the back of the house. Plus we've got the shop. But same thing that Klaus ran into. We're running into an issue where we've got to wait an extra day or two for parts. So now we've got no room to store it inside. We got to throw tarps over top of it.
Yeah.
And it sits away from the driveway off to the side, so it's out of sight. But it's not great. But you don't want to leave them out in the elements. Like
you guys know where I live, right? Parts
you go to these other big repair shops. They might have 100 pieces of equipment. Guess what? They're all sitting outside in the rain.
All with tickets on them saying what
and
they were. These things have never seen rain or sun unless they were cutting grass.
Wayne, I go through that. I'll buy a mower that's been sitting out there in a field for 2 years, and then for some reason I can't leave it outside.
Yeah.
And once it comes in the garage, it stays in the garage until it goes away. It's like I could put it outside and have a little bit more room, but once I've worked on it, I can't let go. I can't. It's my kid now. I can't leave it in the rain
ever.
We've got one customer that had her machine at a shop. It was there for 4 weeks. She went to check on when they were going to do it and saw her equipment sitting outside. It had never been outside of her garage unless it was cutting grass. She called us, told us to get our ass down there and pick up her machine and get it fixed for her. She said, I don't care what you got to do. It's not staying there anymore. I already called the owner and told him you guys are going to pick it up. So I called the owner because I know the guy. And he said, yeah, no problem. Come and get it. I said, does she owe you anything? He said, no. We fixed it and actually took it back to her the next day. And she gave us a big tip. And she said, how could you get it back to me the next day? And they had it for 4 weeks and it sat outside.
I know why.
And I said, they're just that far behind in their work.
Well, and if you have a big business and you've got 5 0-turns and 3 tractors and 1 push mower, that push mower is going to suffer.
Yeah. But if I owned the shop, I would have hired, if you got that kind of business, you got to have people you need more mechanics on alternate shifts. You got to get that equipment out of there. You got to take care of your customers.
Well, even somebody to prep them, hire a summer student to run a power washer over them and get them ready and, do what they can do before the mechanic gets it.
If you ask a dealer here to wash your machine, you're going to regret it.
Yeah.
Well,
that's going to cost you an extra 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I charge £10 to power wash off a mower.
Yeah, that's about right. $15. That's about right.
I charge. What do I charge? I charge $200.
I just added on to the
that's
time.
Like $6. I charge $40 to if they request a wash of a push mower. That's $40.
I just added to the time, guys. I just added to the time.
Yeah, no, I don't, because normally I only wash them if it's necessary for the repair. What
or
I do
if they got dog shit on them.
If it's got dog shit on them, I will bleach the sucker and I will charge them about $60.
You can't get the smell off it. You can't get dog shit smell off of anything.
Well, I can. But it's going to cost them.
I feel bad when we take tires for tubes to our local tire shop and, there's dog crap on there and we try to clean it off as best we can with the power washer. Yeah. But like I tell them, listen, we didn't get it all off.
No. I use this stuff called it's from Steel. It's called Vario Clean, and it's not a bleach. It's just an acidic soap. It will take off grass, grease, shit, whatever you got on there. It'll come off.
Good thing you
I
stopped.
use gunk. I just spray gunk off.
Yeah, gunk's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. But this Steel Vario Clean, I don't know what it. I mean, I tried other brands that's supposed to be the same. It's an acidic degreaser.
Yeah. Engine
But
brake. Is that what you use? Do you use engine brake, Wayne? It's
What's
in
that?
the blue can. Engine brake. It's in the blue can.
No, to clean engines, to
Yeah.
degrease them, we use
Yeah.
spray 9.
Oh.
And we're
Same
going to
thing.
try Permatex's new stuff called Grease Off.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's
No,
all
but I
pretty
mean,
similar.
most soaps will take off grease.
Yeah.
The problem is when you have something like grass, old dried in grease dust type of thing. I mean, like brake clean won't take off dirt. It'll take off grease, but it won't take off dirt.
Mhm.
This stuff here takes everything off.
I've had good luck with the engine brake if you ever come across it. It's in a blue can.
My trouble,
Engine-
it blocks it if you're not careful because it's so. I've had mowers here before. It's so badly, so dirty. It actually blocked my drains. I've had to clear the drains. And all the
Yeah.
crap coming down.
So much
Oh,
broccoli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. I ask people, do you want me to clean your deck? And they go, isn't that part of the service? I said, no.
No,
not.
no,
It's not.
no,
Do
definitely
you
not.
want me to clean? I'll be happy to scrape it out on it, but you have to pay for it.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a full service here. Is cleaning the deck, and we even undercoat it.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
I wash them. I wash 90% of them. But
Yeah.
what I like to do is line up 5 or 6, and then it only takes me an hour to do the 5 or 6, and then
Yeah.
I've got a paint scraper that I've rounded off the corners so
Yeah.
it doesn't dig in or anything, and that then gets
I
all
think,
the
who
dried
sent
on
me one
grass
of
and
those
crap
little
and stuff
scraper
off.
dewies? Did you send me one of those, Klaus, with the round?
No, I don't
I
think
think
so.
it was Zippo Vargas sent me one of those.
I think it was Sippo. He had one of those. It has a special name.
Looks like an egg turner, but it's a little smaller.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
got the offset handle, right?
But just use a
Yeah.
scraper, Bruce. Just take the ordinary paint scraper and take off the corners.
This one's about that wide, right?
Yeah, that's
and
it.
then it
That's all you
comes
use.
round.
Yeah.
That's what I
And
use.
and it doesn't flex much. It's hard.
Right,
Yeah,
it's firm.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's only paint scraper I use. It works every time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You
No,
do
but
what
I
you
mean,
do.
it's something that I tell people, no, I'm not cleaning your machine unless you pay me to do so.
See, down there in Dallas there, Bill, you guys probably don't get grass sticking to the deck. It's just
I don't
dry.
know what grass is.
So why
We just
you
push
mess
the
around
dirt
with
around
mowers,
with the
Bill?
mowers.
He switched to go-karts.
Yeah.
No, actually, I've got 7 videos in the queue now, and it's got 1 chainsaw, 5 weed eaters, and 2 mowers.
Right.
8 videos in the queue.
I just had a weed whacker come in, and it had the stamp of some rental company. So the owner bought it at a
Yeah.
garage auction, and I'm going to try and fix that thing. You think so?
Yeah.
I get them with pawn shop stickers all the time.
Yeah. We
All
just
the time
did-
with pawn shop stickers.
We just did a generator for a guy, fixed it. He bought it for $50 at an auction. It's likely worth somewhere between $800 and $1,000, and it cost him $150 for it to be up and running.
Oh, that's good.
Right.
So he, it's an electric start. I
Right.
forget. I think it was an 11 horse
Yep.
rigs on it.
6,000 watt.
Yeah,
That'd
it was
run a
like
go-kart.
nice machine. Well, we just had a landscaper call us the other day, and he's supposed to come tomorrow to look at a self-propelled mower because 4 years ago I sold him a self-propelled lawn boy that it was the easiest thing to pull. You pull it 4 inches and the thing would start. And he said it's still going. He bought 2 brand new self-propelled Husqvarnas, and they're both in under warranty work.
Yeah, but the new Huskies are like the Toros now. They're getting a little harder to work with.
Yeah, but they're both in for warranty work, and they said they can't get any parts, so he's coming to buy a machine so he can keep his business going.
Yeah, right.
Is it just me, or does every single Husqvarna mower need a kill cable? Seems like the last 5 I've seen all needed a kill cable.
Well, that's
Oh, the
first.
control cable that from the for the mail.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I
think they're
never had
universal.
one
They're
that I
pretty
have to put one on.
They're
I
pretty
don't think.
universal, but it seems like every Husqvarna I see nowadays won't start, no spark, and it's always that kill cable.
Hmm.
I think I'm on a bad streak with them, or a
They
good
could-
streak.
they'll
'Cause
have
it's
that
an easy
happen.
fix.
Now I know one lady that I just fixed her lawnmower for. She said that her kill cable or her control cable, that was the 3rd one, and it's only a year old. And I said, well, the next time it breaks, call me up and I'll sell you one of ours. We'll put it on and we'll see how long it lasts. They could. There's, I don't know, like mine's an aftermarket one, but I haven't had a cable failure yet on ours. Maybe the ones they're getting are Chinese. I don't know.
Could be.
Well, where else would you get it from, Wayne? Everything comes from China nowadays, literally.
Yeah. Or Taiwan. Oh,
Here we go.
is that coming from the bedroom?
We hope so.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think of the new Toros?
Place anyway.
I never liked the personal pace machine myself.
Me either.
I hate them. I
Too
like
many.
the one that's got a throttle. Like the one I've got is a snapper, and it's got a handle that I just push forward or back to what speed I want to travel at. So it
I
runs like
can't help it
a
when people
snowboard.
laugh. I start laughing.
Got you, Wayne. Yeah, I'm struggling with the Toros, man.
Garage Gear just did he's out of Buffalo. He just did a good video on the 2023 Toro personal pace.
I saw that.
Yeah, it was a good video.
He buys
Guys are
them.
pretty honest too.
He actually buys them just to review them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, PowerSmart, I think, gave him all the equipment that he just did on PowerSmart
That's
because they had reached out to us, and I think I'm not too sure if Jake turned them down or whether there were shipping issues to Canada, but they reached out to us. But I think the PowerSmart ones, he was given those to do the reviews on.
Mm-hmm.
But the Toro, he definitely bought that.
That's when you're living large, when you're buying mowers for reviews.
Well, yeah, but he's making money off his videos, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. When your videos
I'm
are
not
paying
too
for the
sure that
mowers,
he does that. You know, he might have it registered as a business too. I'm not too sure how he's got it set up, but it's all a write-off.
You know, Wayne, you remember that mower I did, the Quantum, that was
Yeah.
actually all worn out, but I managed to save it by doing a valve grind and found that leak in the tube.
Yeah, the air intake.
yeah.
I've already made as much money on YouTube as I did on that repair.
Yeah.
That's cool, eh?
Well, if you count everything I've made so far, I could buy one
A
mower.
lot of
One.
giggling going on there, Klaus.
Yeah, sorry about that. The Anita and the youngest just got home from a family thing. And,
We thought
there
that
was-
noise was coming from the bedroom.
Yeah, we thought it was the bedroom.
No, I wish, Bruce, but no.
they must have been drinking some of those Churchill martinis.
Yeah, no. They just,
That man's-
mother and daughter goes. Blah, 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 blah.
So a good comedian starts here, goes around, and comes back to the original subject about a half an hour later. That's very good, Wayne.
From a different direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still working, Bruce. Still working.
Yeah, mine's not.
What's this?
I worked on that compressor all day yesterday.
Down there for dancing.
I worked on that generator all day yesterday, and I never checked the spark plug because it was running lean. And I pulled that spark plug out, and it was completely grown over with a white crust. That's how lean it was.
Yeah.
But I didn't check the plug before I started,
Well,
guys.
You know,
Yeah, I had a Briggs and Stratton, a tiller that I was working on a couple of days ago, and I got it running, and it was like first pull, it cranked right up, and I thought that's what I like to see on a 25-year-old tiller. And then when I was sitting there, I was listening to it. It didn't sound exactly right, and I was listening to it, and then I watched, and I saw the spark plug going like this, and the wire was the only thing keeping it from falling out.
Yeah.
And I said, wait, and I did it, and I turned it off and jiggled it, and the plug would actually jiggle in the hole. I said, there's no way that's the spark plug. There's no way it would start with that, you know.
no.
Tightened
Bricks
it up,
will
and all of a
start.
sudden it sounded nice.
Bricks engines keep surprising you.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
just
Musty,
amazing.
when Musty works on something, if he's going, plug in, plug out, plug in, plug out, he just turns it in with his fingers and
Yeah.
lets it go.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
No, me neither, because I'd be scared not to forget to tighten it.
Exactly.
No, but this thing was a full revolution out.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Somebody fingered it back in and then stuck the wire back on it.
I've seen people put in the wrong plug, where it's really short. It's shorter than the normal RJ 1911.
Mhm.
And they put in, and it still runs.
Yeah.
It's quite amazing.
Yeah,
I must
resistor
admit,
and
the other day-
non-resistor are about the only thing that'll kill you.
I drilled out the jets on the Briggs plastic carburetors.
Yeah.
I actually drilled out the main jet, the 5.5 to 6. Do you know that machine runs as sweet as a nut now? It starts, it doesn't hunt. It's perfect.
Yeah, actually, if you know the plastic insert,
The little cartridge, the white cartridge.
Yeah. It comes in 2 or 3 versions, at least 2 versions, one for high altitude and one for low altitude.
Right.
Sometimes you can cheat and put the high altitude, depending on where you are, of course.
Right.
But you can put in the high altitude one, which I think
Let's
gives
in
you
more
more
air.
gas.
That'd rich it up. Yeah.
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 And it runs sweet as a nut.
Yeah, it does.
Mhm.
It does, Klaus. I think mine was. I can't remember. I tried a 0.52. That's what it was set at. I went at 0.55, then went 0.6.
Yeah.
And honest to goodness, it runs perfectly. It doesn't hunt.
The issue with those machines is that this is Briggs and Stratton's very clumsy way of trying to adhere to EUR
Emissions.
standards.
Yeah.
Emissions. Yeah.
Especially for California.
Yes. And what they did was that they are leaning the heck out of these machines.
Yeah.
And that's why Kenny had an engine. It's an EX engine. He had one not long ago that kept throwing the valve seats. Because on a normal day, these things run extremely hot because they're leaned out.
Yeah.
And then something else goes wrong, say bad cooling or something, and off goes the head or the valve seats. And Briggs and Stratton decided not to change the design of the heads, so they still have that stupid ring that isn't really secured in there, and they run hot to begin with, and it doesn't take a whole lot. Then they run too hot and they lose the seat or something. Those engines are pushed to the limit, and they're very, very maintenance heavy for them not to.
This is our own mower. I bought secondhand 4 years ago, and I service it every year and look after it. And it just started hunting. I've done this main jet, and it's honest to goodness, it is perfect. It runs absolutely spot on.
Yeah, but again, let me rag on Briggs and Stratton for a little bit because no, sorry, but they make this engine, right? Which to be honest, it's a good design, and the idea of leaning them out, I can do that. They put in the shortest fuel line you can ever find.
That's right.
Yeah.
And they don't filter the fuel.
Yeah.
And there's
So you have the world's smallest jet, right?
Yeah.
And you don't filter the fuel.
Yeah.
But
guess somebody opens the cap and burps. There's something in there.
But there's a screen filter inside the tank, I think.
But that thing is like this.
Yeah, it doesn't
compared to the jet.
Yeah.
So you guys mentioned
90% of those carbs that we get here to clean, I'll find the little tiny short 1/4-inch piece of dried grass that's stuck in the jet.
Yeah. And that's all it takes.
And it's
drill it out 0.6. Wayne, drill it out 0.6. Take away that tiny piece of fuel line, long. Put in some decent fuel line. Even 2-stroke fuel line. Whatever. It works, and I'm really, really pleased that this mower runs.
An old Quantum, it'll eat half a mouse, and still, it'll pass through, right? But it's
the emulsion tube is all you have.
And the
can
thing
I say something? We are at 3,000 feet here. Is that high or low?
That's high for
medium.
air.
That's medium.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was going to say, yeah.
In
I'm
terms
at
of
3B.
in terms of engine height, that's medium.
Yeah.
You
And then
would prob-
10,000
you
feet
would-
or 9,000 feet would be high.
No, you would probably have to adjust something. I mean, Briggs has it in their service manuals.
Yeah.
This
For my John Deere twin Kawasaki lawn tractor, I right in the book, I bought a medium main jets for both.
Yeah,
Both of them.
yeah.
So should
Well-
the jet be larger or smaller? And the higher you go, then Klaus,
Larger.
larger. Yeah.
Yeah. You need more of everything.
Yeah.
So on those modules for you guys, if you ever get one of those modules with that plastic carburetor and it's always flooding itself,
Yeah.
Yes.
on the module, you've got the one jet on the one side, and that's only held in with an O-ring.
Yep.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
for all of us guys, we're not going to throw those carburetors into an ultrasonic cleaner. We're just going to use carb cleaner and make sure that we can get the wire through there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah.
I send
shoot it
every one
through,
of them swimming.
or WD-40, whatever you want to use to blow it out,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I did this on one of those on a machine for a neighbor, right? And it ran like a charm. When I first got it, all it was doing was flooding itself out, black smoke.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
harder
went
to
with-
fix than
Yeah,
lean.
so I went with the
Yeah.
little straw and I blew everything out and I put it all back together, ran like a charm. The guy cut his grass, and the next time he went to cut it, flooded again. I did the same thing. Again, it runs perfect. He cuts his grass, then he cuts it the next time and it starts flooding again. So this time I said, I'm going to put it in the ultrasonic cleaner. When I put it in the ultrasonic cleaner, that jet wasn't in there anymore. So I went in the ultrasonic cleaner, pulled the jet out, and I realized what was happening. The jet was dropping down.
Oh,
Every
yes.
time when he was running, it wasn't fitted in there properly.
Into
It would
the
drop
bottom
down
end.
and it would flood
Is this
itself
the
out.
brass jet, Wayne? The little brass jet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one that's
I,
on the module.
It was floating in there.
I made the decision about a year ago that I am not cleaning that cartridge. I
Yeah, but
simply
every
bu-
time
simply-
time I put that straw in there, I was pushing it back in. That's why
Yeah.
it was working.
Yeah.
So I
But-
fixed it by putting seal all glue around it and shoving it in,
Yeah.
and it's
Good.
still running.
Good.
But I decided that
good point.
the cartridge is not worth it. I simply buy a new one.
Yeah,
It-
$13.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
cost about $9 or £10,
That
whatever.
was
Yeah.
Mechanics. That was
So you know
Mechanics fame, goal to fame there. That was her big start. That made her famous.
Yes.
Okay.
That
You know
was
me,
brilliant.
I'll try anything before I spend $5.
Well, that seal all works, Bruce.
Okay.
Just don't get it on the jet. Just
I got
around
enough-
the outside
Yeah.
of the jet.
And I've got boxes of
Yeah,
carburetors, but
Klaus.
they're probably all clogged.
Klaus, you
That's
know,
funny, Ken.
Stella's right. We're going backwards. It's leaner when you go higher.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was thinking about it. Must be leaner because you got less air.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
what do
on
you do?
a
To,
turbo
what do you do
car,
to the
you'd
jet?
rich it
I
up
know
some.
it's leaner when you go higher,
Less
but what do you do
fuel.
to the
Yeah.
jet?
Less fuel, smaller jet.
But
different
if you
jet.
want less fuel, smaller jet.
Yeah. Yeah, put a
But,
different
but
jet
I
in it.
think I read somewhere that the EXs they all delivered with the medium jet.
Yeah, that could
So
change it for you guys.
there is an option to buy one that has a higher hole, a bigger hole. And where is Stella? She's making comments there in the background. Why she's not coming up? What's going on?
Because you
Well, Phil
guys
went away. She
abuse
can't
her
go up
every
till he
time
comes
she comes
back.
on. You guys start giving her the gears.
Yeah.
So I guess then at 10,000 feet, then you need fuel injection.
I'm
Yes.
putting oil in an E series right now.
Alrighty.
15 ounces, it says. 15 ounces.
Yep.
What's an ounce?
It's sort of like a liter, but smaller.
Yeah.
every
Oh, that's a quart.
Well, that's sort of like an ounce, but bigger.
I am totally metric when it comes to liquid.
so
I'm
so
the other
much-
way around. If somebody says, "Here, drink a liter of this," I'll
But
say, "Okay." If they say it's cough syrup, you need 1
On-
liter. I'll
on
say,
weight.
"Okay."
on weight, I'm plus or minus 5 pounds on the 200.
I'm all metric on fluids too, Bruce.
Well, they sell you a liter of something, and you look at it, and it's only 946 milliliters.
Yeah, came
that's
from
right.
the
Right?
States.
They don't
it's
give
a
you a
liter.
full liter anymore. You don't get a full liter of nothing.
That's
Well, even the
fine.
Campbell's soup now, the cans got taller and they're selling 50 milliliters less soup.
Yeah, and they put
Yeah.
more air in the potato chip bag too, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, you bet.
Great big bag, half
Nothing in
air,
it.
half potato chips.
Half carbon dioxide. Last longer.
You know, all these plastic carbs you see on YouTube out cleaning them, I've never yet seen anybody remove that tiny ball bearing at the top of the main
No.
jet.
No,
You ever
don't
seen
want
anybody do that? You
No.
do it with compressed
I've never
air
done
in the
that.
bag. Just literally put in a plastic bag, pop some compressed air in there. That will pop that little ball bearing out, which is only a stop.
Yeah.
Then you can get
See,
into
I'd
that
rather
main jet.
just do that with air and then look for an hour under my bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do it in a plastic bag, Bruce. I learned that a long time ago with C clips.
Yeah, you learn the term spares when you do
Yeah.
that.
I actually
You need
found a
spares.
C clip from you remember? Oh, 2
Yep.
years ago, I was doing
Yeah, I remember that story.
I
with
do.
a steel piston that I lost this little tiny C clip. I found it 2 days ago.
I would make a necklace. I would make
Yeah.
a necklace out of it.
I've mounted it, mate, in a small mount. I found this damn thing.
2 days ago, I dropped one that big, right there.
Yeah.
And I knew it was the only one I had. It was a specific thing. And I put my knee pads on and I found it within a half an hour.
Oh,
I use those big
I
black
had to have
magnets
it.
I use. I flop them
been
around on
there.
the floor and usually it'll pick it up.
my
Bruce,
shop.
I've been
My
there so
shop
many
can.
times.
My shop can absorb retaining rings, little ball bearings,
10
and
mil
for some reason-
socket. 10
and
mil
they've got-
sockets.
10 mil
Yeah.
sockets, and they're gone.
They're
There
all at
you
the
go.
bottom of your magnetic tray.
No, when I vacuum the shop,
Oh,
sometimes
you
you
know
hit.
what?
Underneath.
That's a good one, Wayne. That's the reason why I don't use magnetic trays much, because
Yeah.
the small stuff goes and
My
That's
10
the
mil
last
socket
place it
was
Sometimes it'll magnetize it and then it'll stick to the bottom of something.
my 10 mil socket disappeared for a month. It was stuck on the bottom of a magnetic tray.
Exactly.
I've lost a magnetic torch a year ago at least. To my life, I cannot find it, and I know it's there somewhere, but I've lost it. And by now, the batteries must have corroded, so I've
Yeah.
had to write the whole thing off. You know, it's oh dear. Oh
Yeah, I was
Lord.
redoing drywall and removing air conditioner vents 6 months ago, and I
remember.
dropped my favorite long LED flashlight, rechargeable, dropped it down the wall.
Ugh.
It's gone.
Now, I looked at the wall and I thought, I can texture and drywall and paint this thing, and I'm good at texturing and drywalling. And I thought I could poke a hole in the bottom. And I thought, nah, I'm going to get a new flashlight. I don't want to
actually
make
got-
more work.
in our kitchen, Bill, we've got a set of units with at one end there is like a space of about maybe 4 inches that's been blanked off.
Yes.
And we lost a bag of crisps down there a year ago, or chips you call them. We've decided they're going to stay there forever, and they will be there forever.
If you get a mouse, you'll feed him well.
Oh no, I can't even be bothered. Life
A mouse
is too
wouldn't be.
short.
Yeah, I guess they could climb out of there.
Life is too short. We couldn't even get there.
If there's a place, a mouse can get to it.
No. We've got a Jack Russell dog. Jack Russell dog can find a rat or a mouse within minutes.
He keeps the place mouse free.
Yeah. We lost our Jack Russell dog, but we still got the Jack Russell Jenny. They call her the Jack Russell ladies call her Jenny, who's now 13 years old.
Oh dear.
Bless her. Yeah,
They're sure an aware dog, eh?
They are, honest to God, Bruce, they are the best dogs I've ever had. I've had Labradors, Alsatians, Jack Russell, for us, are just the best dog in the world.
Well, it's small too. Eh? We had a golden retriever. We loved her to death, but holy hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The trouble with Jack Russells, there's two things. They either kill it or they eat it. And they can't kill it or they can't eat it, they chase it. So one way or the other, they're cracking dogs.
Should take yours over to mix with Pip and chase that little robot around.
Yeah. The
They
trouble
would
with
probably
Pip,
kill
he
it.
hasn't got on-off switch. That's the problem, Wayne.
Would that robot mower sense a dog and stop?
No,
if
it
it's
just
in
keeps
front
on
of it,
moving.
I think. When it's going forward, it'll have a motion sensor on it to
I
shut it
should take
down.
my neighbor's dog over there.
Yeah. The only thing I would be worried about if it kept on going, the dog managed to get his foot underneath that blade.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's the only thing.
Well, that's where you have to be a good pet owner and make
Bruce,
sure it doesn't.
remote controlled sprinklers. It keeps the dogs off the yard.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would. Yeah.
that'll do it.
I'll
I'm
see him
for-
occasionally, and I'll say, I don't think so.
I'm fertilizing this
squirrels out,
afternoon, you
too.
guys. That's how far behind everybody else we are. I'm fertilizing this afternoon. And
Wow.
I'm one of the first ones in the neighborhood to do it. You saw how brown my grass looked in the
Yeah,
video.
yeah.
That was only 2 days ago.
Yeah, Bruce, ours is brown, but it's nothing to do with the weather. It's called a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, ours
No,
is
but
going like crazy.
I fertilized the roses March 1st, and I fertilized the lawn April 1st.
Wayne and I live in the same country, and I'm 2,700 kilometers northwest of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Wow.
And we had
That-
7 days of rain here, and our grass is growing like crazy.
Well,
So we won't
you know
fertilize.
what? We've got full communities like Drayton Valley and full communities being evacuated
Yeah.
on an Alberta emergency alert right now. Hey,
Wow.
Kenny.
We wonder where you been, mate.
Yeah, well, it's freaking Mickey Mouse.
Where have
What
you
time
been?
is it? Almost time. No, my battery's ready to go dead. I'm outside, so no,
That's
I'm
good.
working on this little Murray push mower that someone gave me. I got it running, and
That's a
using
nice
it.
shirt. That can soak up a lot of oil.
Yeah.
it's made with pure 100% bullshit.
Yeah, there you go. Good one. Good one.
Oh, Bruce, you know where we decided to go in Canada? I think Wednesday we're going to Canada.
Yeah.
We're going to Chilliwack.
Chilliwack.
Chilliwack in BC.
There was a good band called Chilliwack.
There was.
Well,
Yeah,
we were
Chilliwack is
trying
on
to find
the-
places to go that was around Seattle.
Chilliwack
And
is
we voted for
west-ish.
Chilliwack only because it's called Chilliwack, and we're sure there's a high school or something that has T-shirts.
Conker, Kilkenny. He's very noisy.
Where is he? Hang on. There
He
you go.
fired up his machine.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, Chilliwack. You got it.
Yeah. See,
Yeah,
I
I
would
think we got a
say-
big I believe we have a big military base there.
Oh, really? I don't want to
Maybe.
go to a military base. I want to go someplace.
Well,
We're
no,
looking
no,
for
but-
someplace off the track.
Okay, just like Canada, our military bases are probably 1/10 of the size of yours.
Yeah.
Let me
Canada's
look it up.
twice the size of America.
Yeah.
Yep. Let me just look that up.
Yeah, and we've got the population of New York City, I think.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's called Elbow Room.
Yeah.
Yes, Canadian Forces Base Chilliwack. Don't know how
Oh, we
big it
couldn't
is.
decide which way to go when we got to Canada. And she says, I don't know, pick a town with a really goofy name and let's go there. So we picked Chilliwack.
That's sort of a bit of a gamble, isn't it?
It's absolutely a gamble. That's the great part.
Okay, so it's on Highway 1, right?
Yeah, and it's outside Vancouver.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, you can drop by Steve and say hello.
No, that'd still be 3 hours from Steve.
Ah, okay.
We've got 3 days. We thought about driving back
Just
and making it a 3-day trip coming back.
But Steve,
What she had an audit in Portland and another in Seattle, and then Seattle canceled, but we've already paid for everything.
my brother-in-law lives an hour north of Steve, and it takes 3.5 hours to get there because you got to cross the ferry.
Yeah.
Oh, is he on the wrong side of the water?
Well, it's really weird. Powell River is the town, and it's on the mainland, but the fjords are so deep, it's like Norway, so that you have to take the one ferry across to the island, drive up 3 hours, and then take another ferry back to the mainland. That's called remote.
So how does he get mowers?
He's a master mechanic. We built a 240Z Datsun.
You right there, Ken?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm on the phone now.
And he just finished his 900
I think
quad Suzuki.
I might do, guys. Sorry to interrupt, Bruce. I think I might do a charity collection for 20 pence each, so that we
20
can
pence?
buy some razor blades.
You get cheap razor blades.
I think we
There's nothing like being halfway, eh, Kenny?
It's Saturday. Who cares, right?
Look, Kenny, it's okay, Ken. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I noticed Wayne was halfway there too.
Yeah, it's Saturday. I didn't shave this morning.
It's,
Yeah, I could take
the
paint
worst
off a
job
car.
it's the worst job in the world, guys, shaving. I hate the job.
I'm like Einstein. I got better things to do with my time than shave
Absolutely.
or decide what I'm going to wear the next day. Like, that's
right.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Low,
Yeah.
I
low
took
priority.
2 inches off of mine since last time you
Yeah.
saw me.
Yeah, I see it's trimmed.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks sharp.
Hey,
Bruce.
I took like 8 inches off of mine.
Yeah,
here.
I see that it's
That
shorter.
doesn't look a lot different, Bill.
But it's on the wrong side of the neck.
Hey, Bill, I had a question. Bill, when is your live now? Did you change days or something?
No, I decided that we've got too many of the little channels just pounding the live thing full. So it's like, I'm not going to bother with that anymore.
Oh, that's good.
I could be playing with motors instead of bothering with lives.
Yeah.
You know?
Not to insult you, Bill, but I've noticed you only have 3 or 4 guys up at a time. So
Yeah,
it's a lot of work.
it's a lot of work for nothing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
You're quite
Phil
right.
here,
Funny enough,
Phil-
I spoke to
Phil's too
Mrs.
popular.
Mrs. H today, and I did say to her, I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be doing this because it's a big, you really have to sort of plan your whole weekend around it, like
Yes, you do.
Mhm.
I can't figure out how you've got 300 subscribers.
That's all I've
How-
got, mate.
Yeah.
But how? How do you not have 5,000?
Right.
Because I'm crap.
No, I think
No,
are
no.
you pumping out 2 videos a week?
That's
No,
the problem.
That's
truth.
the problem.
Yeah. You got to do a
hey,
video.
Bruce, I
a
took
week.
your advice. I'm 7 videos up now. I
Yeah.
can pretty much go to the 4th of July and never and not even touch a mower and still have a steady stream of videos.
My problem is, guys, I do the jobs, do the work, and then suddenly realize I should have filmed it, but by then it's too late anyway.
Turn on the camera.
Yeah.
I'll turn mine on and let it run arbitrarily sometimes and
Yeah.
see if there's a video in there.
But editing takes forever when you
Phil,
do that.
just do the outtakes, Phil. I'm serious. Everybody loves the outtakes.
Yeah.
Everybody loves
Yeah.
outtakes. Yeah. And me and Tom have got this rolling joke about who's worst at doing intros. And we'll send each other little shorts where it's like, hello everybody, welcome back, and God damn it. Okay, wait. Okay, start over. It's like,
But you're-
okay,
you know
start
what?
over.
Your
Tom
3
over in
bills.
Australia.
Your 3 bills is
Every
still
so
good.
often we see Tom from Australia, he starts to make a video, and it's shit.
Yeah,
oh.
every time. That's what he says every time. Oh, and he does it. But when you watch him, he does the same exact thing I do. And he knows, and that's what we joke about, is you don't see anything wrong with it when he stops, but he does.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see any, like when I go back and watch it later when I'm cutting the 19 minutes of a 30-second intro out, then I'm cutting them all out, and I'm sitting there thinking, up to that point, there was nothing wrong with it. But
Yeah.
in my mind, I
Okay.
knew I was about to crash on the next word.
We all have our own
just-
problems
I
with
tend to
editing.
do stuff like I just sit there talk. And the trouble is, people don't want to see me just sat there talking, chewing the fat, it's.
So my problem is that in the same sentence, I'll have 3 subjects. So, I'll go around here and work on this card grader, but at the same time, I'm going to get my pliers and go look for my this.
Yeah.
And when you want to chop that up into 3 sentences, it's really, really hard to do. So what Mick has taught me is after I'm finished yipping, stop for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Don't move.
It gives you the break. It gives you that.
And
break.
then when you're editing, you've got that 5-second cut.
Yeah.
And then you can go to the next subject. And that has really helped me, actually.
And that's what I show my wife. I tell her, it's like I go through one part and then I go like this and get my hands out of the camera. Okay.
And that's a really
Stop.
good hint.
And then, well, I get my hands out of the camera that way. If I know I've got to stop to think for a second, if it's like carburetors are carburetors, fuel lines are fuel lines. It's all the same. But if you hit something where you're losing words, then you get out and you get back in, and nothing ever happened on the video. It's a clean cut.
But don't forget, you guys, the average guy
Yeah.
can't tell the difference between a 1/2 inch and a 9/16 wrench. So you still have to take it down to that level.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
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 Phil,
No,
if you want to
Klaus,
boost your.
Klaus, what he meant was they can't tell the difference between a 13 millimeter and a 15 millimeter. That's what he was trying to say.
Same thing.
Well, that
Yeah.
would come quite natural if you make that mistake. But but I'm just joking, because it's taken me. I mean, and I still haven't cracked it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know the theory between the different sizes in the SAE system, and I can do fractions. I learned that in school, but that doesn't mean that my brain can. So when I look at a socket, I said, "Oh, that's my 3/8. That's what I need." Oh, it was too small. Oh, it's a 760. Ah, there we go.
And I've got 2 viewers that make fun of me all the time in the comments because when I reach for sockets, I don't even look up. I just like run my finger down it, and I know number 4 is my 1/2 inch.
Yeah, I mean, and the most worn one is the 3/8. So the one above and the one below, but it's something that I've become. I decided a long time ago that I'm not going to be the mechanic that does metric on SAE bolts.
Yeah,
I will not do that. So I
still mixes it up.
But yeah, sometimes, yeah. I mean, it's difficult to see the difference between 1/2 inch and 13 millimeters because they're so close.
Ask my wife about that, Klaus.
So still, if you want to boost your subscribers, like live streams don't get you a lot of new subs.
I do that way.
It's doing that video once a week, and it's difficult if you don't have, like Jake's lucky, he's got stuff coming in all the time. So there's always something new and different. So it's rare that you'll see him doing the same type of video, twice.
Hello, Eliminator.
About Phil.
Yeah, it's always something different.
Suppose you get a machine that needs the standard issue carb rebuild, and it also needs new wheels, and it also needs a new kill cage.
I quit worrying.
You don't have a video. You've got 3 videos.
No, I can polish that off in a half an hour.
Absolutely. Yeah. But you've got 3 videos that you can get 8 minutes out of for each one.
I sometimes do that. I
like to go higher.
I do that every now and again.
But
you'll
like to go higher than 20 minutes.
It depends on how much time I have. If it needs to go out the door.
Yeah.
But
to be honest with you guys, in all honesty, I don't really mind. I'm just here to enjoy you guys. To be honest with you, it's this is more important to me.
My system gets really complicated when I'm trying. Sorry if I interrupted you.
I'm going to put it tonight, guys. We've done with 2 hours. Once again, God save the King.
God save the King.
God save the King.
God save the King.
Thank you, each and every one of you, for joining in, and of course all the comments. It's been a good evening, actually, as always.
Just a quick question, Conk. Is how's the basement doing before you close down?
We're empty. We're okay, mate.
Ready. Thank
We're
you.
empty. So I'm going to end it now, guys, and hopefully see you next week. All being well. God bless you all.
Thank you for what you do.
Thank you all in chat. It's been
We're here for you, buddy.
lively.
Take care.